What up, everybody? So, got an unboxed quad and my hands. So, I think this is a review. So, this is the MJ Mingjai 103. I guess it's the SI something aircraft. So this is a X5C clone, and it has a couple of differences, but not enough to say that this one is better. It, I feel they're almost the same in flight characteristics. But let's just start with the bad and we'll get right into it. So one of the bad things is that it has all exposed gears. There's no covering for them at all. And if you're not using the landing feet, I have the landing feet somewhere. It actually did come with them. But if you're not using them like I do, or even if you are, crashes are gonna get in those gears. Look at this one. But I think that's from the bearing. So that's a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. I like to have a little bit of protection. Gears, you miss a teeth and then they're loud. And anyway, it does have the red in the front, or in the front, and the blue in the back, and that's just a gripe that I have. I guess it's really not a bad thing. So many of them from China come like that, so kind of all used to it. I don't like it. It looks like you can take them out. Actually, I've opened this, so you can take them out. It's kind of a process of the LEDs are all hooked into them and stuff, so I didn't do it when I had it open. But so that's kind of a bad, but it does light up awesome. This thing looks really cool at night. But right in front. Let's see what else is bad. The yaw. The yaw is bad. It's probably about the same as the X5C, but for some reason I feel it turns slower than the X5C, which, is saying something. But I'm not an X5C hater. I have 3 of them, so I'm not hating on that quad. I love that quad. I always have. So when I get an X5C clone, I'm kind of happy about it. I was when I got this. But the yaw isn't great. It doesn't have a lot of pitch. The pitch isn't great. In its highest rate, it's not enough. If it had more pitch, the yaw wouldn't bother me so much. But, if they're both lacking, then this thing turns real slow. They turn slow. So, that's about it. It's pretty durable. This one had a bad motor. I believe it was this one. When I got it, I had to replace it right away, and that's no fault of the seller, or that's just something that happens. They produce these by the tens of thousands, and you're gonna get bad ones every once in a while. I don't consider that a bad thing. It happens. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it will. But it's just, quality control is all over the place in these manufacturing companies. But some of them are really good. Some of them are, I don't even know if they know what quality control is. But it did have a bad motor, and I did replace it. It was pretty easy. It didn't, it's just 2 little solder points, and the motor came out pretty easy. Not a big deal. So let's talk about the good, because that's about all the bad I can say. It is what it is. It's an X5C clone, and It is made for, taking pictures. It's got the big emblem up there, and this one didn't come with a camera, so which isn't bad. I don't tend to use the cameras at all, so that's not a bad thing either. But this one that I received didn't come with a camera. But most camera quads, I have the same gripe with all of them. They don't have enough pitch. They don't have enough yaw. I mean, so this one's no different. But the good is that it lights up well, and it is, like I said, I replaced the motor, and that it is easy to replace parts in this. Everything's nicely put in there and easy to get to. It doesn't. The most time-consuming thing, honestly, is taking out all the screws. I mean, so I encourage people to, try to fix their own things, because these are toys and they do break, but they're fixable. So this one's pretty good. It lights up awesome. I already said that, but that's one of its pluses to me. It lights up extremely well, and it has really good range. Even with the more Cyma, smaller, the X11 style, Xbox style transmitter, it gets better range than the X5C in stock form. So that's pretty good. This thing gets really good range. I was actually really surprised. So it got better range than my X5C when I flew them together. So that's good. That's a good thing. It's durable. I mean, besides these open exposed things, I've crashed this a bunch, and the plastic's pretty durable and everything stayed together. I mean, even though they are exposed, I haven't had any issues with any of the teeth yet, so it's pretty durable. I think most of this grit is from the bearings, so that's another good thing. This actually has bearings inside the motor, inside the main shaft here. There's ball bearings, little bearings with balls. So so it has a unique sound, and because I haven't greased these up, it kind of chirps like a bird. Not even kinda, it does. It sounds like a bird, like nosediving. It's hilarious, and I actually kind of like it. It makes me laugh. Any quad that makes me laugh, if they're slow, I like. I tend to like things that make me laugh, and I laugh when I do speed passes with something very, very fast, and I laugh when slower quads chirp like a bird, and that's what this one did. And I think it's funny. So I think that's about all my thoughts on it. Like I said, it's a X5C clone. I do like the design. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed because the 102 I had a long time ago, and that one was really fun. And even though I destroyed it, or the fence outside destroyed it, but I like that one. I was hoping it had the yaw that the 102 had, but I enjoy flying this. When I fly it, I have fun. So that's the best thing I can say about a quad. In all honesty, if I have fun flying it, I think it's pretty good. And I have fun flying this, so it's not horrible. This is the transmitter, and it has 3 rates, and these buttons actually all do work for the camera when you have it. And this button turns on and off the lights, and this one does the flip and you give input. It does pretty nice flips. I like them. They're the kind of a looping flip, which is my preferred. I like when they loop. Comes with a 650 milliamp hour battery. It gets about 8 minutes of flight, depending on what you do. The battery bay is pretty fits in there kind of loose, so you could put a 750 in there if you have those, if you have the right one. So flight times are pretty good. It comes with this isn't. It does have a 650 milliamp hour battery, but it's this plug. I grabbed the wrong one. But it does. It's a 650 milliamp hour battery, and it has the USB charger. It only comes with 2 spare props. At least the one that I received did. So I forgot. I probably should have put that in the negatives. I don't understand that. I don't like it. Give us all 4 props, you know, and then a full set of prop guards. So yeah, and it also has an instruction manual that is in all Chinese. So that's fun. But it does have, you know, illustrations, so you can kind of tell what they're getting at, I suppose. But I didn't have a problem. It's an X5C clone, so everything is pretty easy to figure out. So, all right then. Enough of this. Let's go look at it flying. Alright guys, so this will be the flight demo of the MJ103, and you can recalibrate the accelerometer by holding both sticks down and to the right, and the transmitter will flash, and then the quad will flash, and then you're good to go. So this is on, it's a little windy out there, so I'm going to try to keep it right here for the first part of this anyway. So this is on low rates. It has 3 rates. Right, so there's the yaw, and it's just one yaw. It doesn't have it doesn't change. So, get it out here just a bit. Alrighty, so there's the yaw. Whoa, wind's pushing it. So let's try that again. Okay, there's the yaw. Okay. So this is low rates, so here's the pitch, and there's not a lot of pitch, barely any pitch in low. So beginner, good beginner flyer, I guess. So there's the pitch from the roll and low. Very, very shallow. So okay, this is mid rates here. The wind's picking up, sorry. So there's the yaw, and it doesn't change. So it's the same yaw. And here's the pitch. Oh. I'm trying to keep it steady. So there's the pitch and mid rates. A little bit more, but still pretty shallow. And okay, let's go to high. So here's high. There's the yaw, same yaw. Doesn't change. So same yaw. So here's the pitch, and it's better. I mean, compared to the low and mid rates, it's much better. You can hear those bearings chirping because I still haven't greased them. Here's so there's the pitch and the yaw and the 3 rates. And let's check out a flip. It does those looping flips that I actually prefer. Whoa! Well, that was unfortunate. Well, that was crazy. It flipped and just went right over. So, well, I don't know what to say. Kind of damaged one of the gears flipping over, so now it's all rattly sounding. But we'll finish out this flight demo because it's still flying, even though it's loud. I'll just fly it around here. I have videos of this flying, so if you want to see some of it really flying around good. Boy, that gear really got messed up in that fall. That's what I was saying about the open gears. It's still flying. I'm telling you, this thing has had quite a few crashes and technical problems, and it's still flying. So, pretty durable. Sounds like a jalopy. All right. Well, I think that's good enough for the flight demo. All right, guys. Bring this clicker over here. So that was the review of the MJ-103. So thanks for watching, guys.